Hi, my name is Debra R. Richardson of Debra R. Richardson LLC, and I work with you to help you clean up your vendor data, clean up your vendor processes, and pay the right vendor. Now, this week's Vendor Master File tip of the week is what are the four types of IRS tax IDs? And these are tax IDs that you could receive on W-9s from your vendors. So let's get started. Now we're going to start with the two that you already knew. The first one is the Social Security number. It's formatted as it's shown on the slide, and it's a 9-digit number that the U.S. government issues to all U.S. citizens and eligible U.S. residents who apply for one. The next one is the Employer Identification Number, or EIN, and that one is the only one of the four that's formatted differently, and you can see that on the screen. But the EIN is a 9-digit number also, and it's used to identify a business entity. Now, it is required when any size company has an employee in order to submit payroll taxes withheld to the IRS. So if you've ever received a W-9 from a sole proprietor, single member LLC individual that gave you both a Social Security number and an EIN because they didn't know to only give you one on the W-9, that's why they have an EIN, because they most likely have an employee. Although nowadays no one wants to give out their Social Security number, and so they may get an EIN so they don't have to give out that Social Security number. But if they do have an employee, they have to have an EIN so they can deposit the payroll taxes. Now, the next two you may not have heard of, and the first one is the Individual Taxpayer Identification Number, or the ITIN. Now, it is formatted just like the Social Security number, and it too is a 9-digit number issued by the IRS instead of the U.S. government to individuals who are required for U.S. federal tax purposes to have a tax ID, but who do not have and are not eligible to be issued an SSN. Unlike an SSN, ITINs can expire if not used for 3 years, and the applicant has to apply again. And so if you receive an ITIN, most likely it'll be on a W-8 bin for an individual. And if they say, yes, that is my ITIN, and you do the 10 match and it doesn't match, then it's probably because they haven't used it for 3 years, and they'll have to go back and apply again. Now, the last one you probably won't get, but it is one of the four tax IDs, and it is an Adoption Taxpayer Identification Number, or ATIN. It too is formatted just like the SSN, and it's a 9-digit number issued again by the IRS, and it's issued as a temporary taxpayer identification number for the child in a domestic adoption where the adopting taxpayers do not have or are unable to obtain the child's SSN. Now, once they get the SSN, the A10 will then go away. It's again a temporary identification number. Now, if you want more training, I do have a training that I do on the third Wednesday of every month, and it's on the IRS W-9 tax classification, the examples by tax classification, and it's really teaching you and your team what to look for when accepting from your vendor. And you can sign up on the Vendor Process Training Center. This is new for 2023. Create your free account. You've got some perks here that you'll get when you do create your account, but that also allows you to sign up for individual trainings, and one of those trainings is the IRS W-9 examples by tax classification. So make sure you create your free account, and then if you want more training on the W-9, make sure you sign up for that training. All right, so if you'd like more information on how to approve your vendor process, you can go to my website at debrarrichardson.com for free tools and resources to avoid fraud, regulatory fines, and just overall bad vendor data. So good luck, and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified next Tuesday for the next Vendor Master File tip of the week.